Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, I'm wearing clothes. I'm wearing a Oakland A's hat and a green button-up shirt. I have a lot of podcasts that have zero views. So I thought, hey, if I don't make any more, maybe people will watch those. I was wrong. So hey, anyway, let's get back to talking to myself. So I don't know about you people, but my favorite hobby, my new hobby, and I started like a couple months ago, is tearing down kidnapped and murdered by Hamas posters. I think I've pulled down at least, I mean, minimum 100, more like 120 or so. And I've also pulled down several murdered by the IDF posters. So I'm an equal opportunist. I don't like and don't care about the propaganda from either side. I don't give a rat's ass about the Jews, aka the tiny hats. And I give a rat's ass about the Palestinians. So I just wish they would stop putting those posters up in my affluent neighborhood. We don't care about that stuff. We care about the bars that are open, care about the restaurants that are there, we care about the overpriced clothing stores that are there. I don't want to walk outside, uh, after I'm leaving Starbucks holding my $7 macchiato and having to look at some like kidnap poster, and I'm like, who is this bitch? She was kidnapped 5,000 miles away from me. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna give you money. I'm not gonna enlist. I'm not gonna send you prayers or thoughts. So why is your shit here? I don't know. So I tear it down. Tear it down. So I was not using my phone to upload videos just because I use my phone for work, and I didn't want to like accidentally make a podcast and then it's I upload it to work. I don't know. I try to keep that separate. Um, I mean, not that it matters. It's just a podcast, but I just because there's so many apps and stuff. I was like, I don't need to send um, like I don't know. I just okay. It's like when you have a girlfriend, you have a phone for her, and then you have a separate phone for the cheating. That's what I like to do with like my job. I don't like to mix my hobbies with my job. Okay, so like one of my favorite hobbies is looking at Japanese porn. So I'm gonna watch Japanese porn on my iPad, and then my phone. Well, no, because I you don't want that to you don't want that mix up. So I'm a smart guy, but I guess there's no such thing as too much information, right? There's been lots of stuff in the news, and the only problem is I don't believe half of it, and then when there is something in the news, I'm thinking, is this just to distract us from all the bad stuff that Joe Biden's doing or his son Hunter Biden's doing? Because you notice every time things heat up with Hunter or Joe, some other news story comes out. So like now they're gonna release some Epstein Island client list, but it might not be the client list. So it'll be people that worked with him. And it's funny how they're doing that now when like Hunter Biden was just subpoenaed by Congress. It's funny how that just kind of happened the same week. I don't know. I just and then people realize like it's not the clients. It was actually people I think working there, it doesn't matter. Listen, the thing is, like, rich people can do whatever they want. If you don't understand that by now, if you don't understand that the key to happiness, and happiness means freedom, is money. Because you can have enough money where you can go to an island and can bang kids. Because look who did it. I mean, all the rumors. It's all these multi-millionaire congressmen, CEOs. It's people that have one thing in common: millions, sometimes billions of dollars. Okay, and for some reason, plebs, normal folk, NPCs, regular Joes like me, are like, well, how come they don't release the names? Well, because they have billions of dollars. They have seats in Congress. They're your governor. Like, is it, people in power don't live by the same rules. So, you know, I wasn't surprised when that trial happened and no names were released, because all the people on the list are, probably worth half the world's economy. Like, just things are different. Now, now let's say, like, magically I'm in charge, at least of the United States, and I can make up some laws. I would change the law where it doesn't matter how much money you have. Let's say if, like, I'm gonna pick a random crime, jaywalking. Okay, you get 5 years in jail for jaywalking. Let's just say that's the law. You get 5 years in jail for jaywalking. Okay, so a poor person cannot afford an attorney to fight the case. Probably get 5 years. A rich person can, get the best lawyer, and it's like, he gets probation. Okay, so I would change the law where if you're found guilty on, like, a basic crime, you just get either a set amount of time or you get probation. Like, you can't, basically the same amount of time the rich person would do, that's going to be applied to everyone instead. So, like, rich people usually just get probation or found innocent or whatever, and then, like, if they do jail time, it's like, instead of, like, the maximum, it's like a year. Okay, so basically, I reset all the laws and all, like, the penalties for the laws to do what does the rich person do. So that means every single crime that you can go to jail for, the prison terms of those crimes are going to be reduced by 80%. Because, I mean, there are times when a rich person does go to jail because it's like you're so guilty, like, you're on film holding a gun and they see you shoot the person 7 times. Okay, well, money can only do so much. Okay, so, but in that case, that rich person is going to get, like, the minimum amount of time. So all prison sentences are going to be reduced by 80%. So everyone gets the same amount of time. Also, we're going to change it where, like, women get the same amount of time as men get, because women, I believe, serve, I forgot the statistics, but something like 60% less time than men if it's the same crime. So we're just going to make it across the board. Okay. And also, when it comes to this spending money, the defense, the prosecution is only allowed to spend a certain amount of money, and the defense is only allowed to spend a certain amount of money. So, like, there's going to be a hard cap on this on this spending, because usually the prosecution is run by the state, and those are our tax dollars. So we're going to lower, like, that bullshit real quick. So, like, we're gonna put it. I don't know what the cap should be. It'll depend on the crime, probably. So, like, if it's like something major, like, once again, murder, we'll set it to this much. If it's like shoplifting, set it to that much. And that also cut down on the lawyer population, because, like, less people want to be lawyers because there's not, that much money to be made. That'll probably make the world a better place. Well, that's, like, one example of how I would change society if I was in charge. That, and also, if your name is Frank, um, you don't have to pay for escorts. I've said enough. You guys have a good one. Peace.